Identity has been coming up so much for me lately, everywhere. In my conversations, just recently with a dear friend yesterday, in conversations with myself, and in something as simple as trying to write a bio. You know that moment when someone asks you, so what do you do? And you just automatically default to rattling off the job you do, the roles you have at home, CEO, author, entrepreneur, mum, wife, and you think, okay, yeah, it's all good, but is that actually who I am? And these labels, sure, they're part of an ecosystem, our ecosystem, and they're real and they matter. But so much of how we see ourselves is predicated on these labels and on these titles that we give ourselves. I left the CEO role on purpose, consciously, intentionally. I chose to walk a different path. And it's not to say that almost immediately I found myself trying to replace that label, that job I had, the role I played. Like I needed something to live there. We lead with titles and roles when really the deeper question that we should be sitting with and asking ourselves more often throughout our lifetime is, who are you? What do you value? How do you want to show up in the world? And that's a whole different conversation, but it starts here. And Simon Sinek, if you know me, he's one of my biggest sources of inspiration, talks about this. And he says that we're not our labels. And when someone asks you who he is, his answer is really simple. He's an optimist. That's the beautiful golden thread through everything that he does. His relationships, his work, his company, the name of his company, even the color of the watch band he wears. It's orange because orange represents optimism. So I sat with that and I asked myself that question. I stripped away all the titles and stripped away all the roles, and who am I? Well, I'm curious about people, about why we do what we do, about how we're shaped, what we're capable of. And that curiosity is the thread through everything I deeply care about. And that's the question worth sitting with. It's not what do you do, but who are you underneath all of those beautiful roles that you play in this life? The labels do not define you, and they never did. So I'd love to know your answer.